Pacific greetings and kia ora. I hope you had a good weekend. Welcome to another episode of the Pacific Health Talanoa with Lorenzo on BLU TV. Now, I have an interesting conversation or Talanoa corridor today with a very, very special guest. We're going to talk about trials, or in Samoan it is called tofotofonga. Trials only happen to those who have a clear vision of their future. If you have set a goal of what you want to achieve and work hard on it, you will face many challenges and trials in life. People with no vision of the future and set no goals do not go through trials because they don't believe in themselves. And joining me on Pacific Health Talanoa to talk more about it is Pepe, who is a self-empowerment speaker, an award-winning speaker. He is also a writer and author, a member of Professional Speaker and Association in New Zealand, of Commerce New Zealand. He's also the founder of Pacific Toastmasters Auckland. Welcome on the show, Ami.
Vaftai Lorenzo, so good to be here. Thank you for the opportunity that I have to share a little discussion today with you. Thank you for this, Talanoa. Vaftai.
Ngā mihi nui, aroha to Ami Pepe. Thank you so much for coming on the show to share more about trials and to share more about how we can tackle and how we can overcome mental health challenges. Tell me, o lea tonu lava le winga o le nei upo le tofotofonga, or what those trials really mean to you, Ami?
I think Lorenzo, trials is when you have a clear vision of your future. What it is you want to achieve in your future, then you will go through some trials or some, tofotofonga of what, because the trials only comes because you have a clear vision of what you want in your future. The trials will never come if you don't have a clear vision of your future. There's only two things that we can learn from. You can either have a vision of your future or you can have the memory of the past. So if you don't have a clear vision of the future, so you're left behind with the memories of the past, if that makes sense. So once you start working on a vision or a dream or a goal that you want to achieve in your life, then what happened, the trials and tribulations will start to kick in. Something is trying to stop you from getting to where you want in life.
So you're saying, Ami, that when you have a vision, obviously you're going to go through some challenges to get or to make that dream come true. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct. As I said, if you don't have that vision, then you don't. A lot of people think that we go through trials every day. We go through those, tribulations and things that we go through every day, the problems and the challenges, but we don't. Once you have a clear vision of what it is that you want to achieve in your life, then I want you to expect that you will go through some trials, because the trials are good things. They will try to test you if this vision is very cleared, is vividly cleared in front of you, whether you can do it or not.
I love that, Ami, what you said about when you set a vision and a goal, expect to go through some trials. And I also love what you said about that in order for you to get to that destination, you must go through those trials and you must overcome them in order for you to achieve your goal and your vision.
Hello.
Now, talk to me about the tofotofonga. What do you, from your experience, from your personal experiences, why do tofotofonga, get to us?
Yes, because you know something about yourself. You believe in yourself. You trust yourself. The more you know the more you know yourself, which is self-discovery. The more you know yourself, the more you see the trials. If you don't know much about who you are and what you're made of, and then you don't see the trials, or you don't experience anything. Can I share an experience, Lorenzo? I had a stroke.
Wow.
Yes, this is it's a very serious stroke. This is in Wellington when I was 26. When I had a stroke, I ended up in a hospital I was unconscious. I went to sleep for some reason, ended up in a hospital after a few hours of treatment and examination, and they told my parents, my whole family surrounding my bed, and they told him that I had a very serious stroke. My brain was affected and I will be paralyzed for a little while or even for the rest of my life. I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. That's all I did for a few weeks in the hospital. So if I look at that experience, that means somewhere in my life was trying to test me, or that was the trial to see if I can do it, to see if I can get out of that. So I was told that I would be in that bed for the rest of my life.
Now, can you elaborate knowing yourself, understanding yourself? Can you elaborate? What does that look like?
Knowing yourself is trying to evaluate or to assess why do you do the things that you do every day? How much do you believe in yourself? How much do you trust yourself? How much faith that you have in yourself? Because how much you know yourself, it's how much you know the creation of everything. So the more you know yourself, the more you have that connection with God, So the more you trust yourself, the more you feel and you believe in yourself, the more you believe in the source of everything as a source of creation. So that's what I mean. That's the more you know who you are, the more you know what you're made of. And that's very important. Self-discovery, self-image, self-values, and to know who you are.
Mana ia te le tūranga le wo o ta whatare no ngā ami. Toi fo ila vai tūa i le tā ua o mea lava ia ta ua toftofonga. E mwhai ona e whaamutala tala mai. Can you explain or tell us o le asa mafua anga po se whau tā ua e moli mai e toftofonga ia te oe ami?
O le te le se mafua anga. Mantua, ale mo e tātou ni toftofonga i le aso ma le aso. No, ele me whai e tātou le. Ona matala o tātou langona, matala o tātou mafofau, matala le poto ma le tamai ia te oe. Awa o toftofonga le tu ina mai. Challenge e how much patience do you have? O le ale tele le whatu tuana ia te oe. O le toa tele o tangata mātou te Talanoa ma whai ini semina ma tulanga pina. A lot of people, they want quick fix. A lot of people, they want something easy to do. A lot of people, they want shortcut. Ele mawhai lai tātou o na mawani tofotofonga. E tofotofonga ele malosi lo whātua tua. Ma le malosi le confidence, ma le trust na ia te oe. Pea e manao i ni mea vave. Ele e manao i ni mea vave, e manao i ni mea vave, e vave na tupu mai. Ele tai o mai ni tofotofonga ia te oe. You want to be able to go through the process. Trials, you have to go through the process. You have to be patient. You have to be going through the long suffering so that God can see that you're going through that patience, and God will say, hey, I'm going to bless you with this. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you the knowledge. I'm going to give you the experience. I'm going to give you the skills. Langa lewa umi na tofu atua oe. Ai o lea lava te moa oe le patient. Le fasa mo le patient. So God will give you everything throughout the process. While le is the field the maralang, what le tell fatu, le way at it ono sa le tell ma fitauli le bon, esel of fia of a long way, if fe out for allow my yoki. Allow many tanga yopo fa be otter, the lay malete le fatu to yopwa, tinganga mule follow yopu. Feoti tangata lainga yopu faleanga ina le soifo malolo ina yopu. Ai tu maula yopu. So that's the trials that we have to go through in life. Ole hale umbi, how long that you be patient for what you want to achieve in your life, because the goal it's coming. The goal is coming. All you have to do is to believe in yourself and go through the trials. Without the trials, we will never be able to learn more about ourselves.
Well, I mean, our topic on our Talanoa today is a valid topic, and it relates to level 4 lockdown that we are currently in at the moment. Because even myself and a lot of people are, now wanting to break their bubbles, and because we are running out of patience because it's been 5 weeks now. Are we in trials? Is that what you're saying? Is this part of the trial, Ami?
That's correct. That's correct. Ole tangata la na te usita ia tu la fono ia o tatu ele level 4. La tatu Talanoa pe level 4 o tako. Tako le ka kengo fo o tangata la mo lato mafaya na lato usita ia tu la fono le level 4. That means the trial is going with them. Because o lo to foina tata ai o tato la le o ista ia le tu la fono. Ya o te lo ele se trial ele into the fono it. Langa le o ista ia tato le tu la fono. Am faina tato ista ia le tu la fono fa le atu le tato ia. Le no we gon fai fo ele tu na fa man bia ina oe. Ono le te leo le usita ina ia te oe le tu la fono. O mea le tutupu le tangata le pe ona tatu ia le look down. So instead of us sitting around and say nothing and do nothing, we need to look for more opportunities. We need to set a clear vision of what it is that we want to achieve in our life, because this is life. Ole tu langa lava le la ye tato la langa nei. Ole tato wola lava I tu langa pe lockdown. There will be more lockdowns. We have to expect there will be more lockdowns coming up. So this is the life that we're going to live for a little while.
I want to help our people that are now running out of patience. Like tangata ia ole level ono sa ila level 4 like myself. And I want to give some sort of encouragement and a reminder and some advice on how to stay mentally well, mentally stable, to make sure that they're not breaking the rules on the level 4. Let's from you as a motivational speaker.
Lorenzo, order this. Set yourself a goal. Ole asa sini mantu ole tato le mo le level ono sa ai ole te mi le level nei. Ole set yourself a goal. Ole asa sini ma se fa moe moe. E mawhai o ne whaatuina le taimile nei. A wale lumana. Why I'm telling you now, and as we all know, in the next 6 months, what's going to happen? Maybe another lockdown. Maybe another trial. Maybe o telefo isi tof te fong. Ole ala se sini mas fa moe moe e ate o le taimile nei. A whaatuina lau lai o se sini mas fa moe moe ina I achieve the next 6 months. Ina achieve the next 12 months. Ole a ese oe. Mai le lava le ona sai le ai o le ave ese o man mateta le ave ese o maleti nga le loto man mafofau o le ai ala focus lola o lau sini mana fa mo molen so that you can achieve the next 6 months, whether it's a little dream, a little goal, a little vision, it doesn't matter. But once you have a dream in the next 6 months or the next 12 months, you will focus on a dream instead of focusing on so many problems that the challenges that we're going through in life at the moment.
Thank you, Ambi. I want to break it down. When you set a vision, level 4, I want to focus on short-term visions. Could it be like a vision to actually focus on yourself in terms of physically active, in terms of it could be bringing your family together. We could be using this time to bring your family together and take it back to what it used to be. When we are in a busy life, family time. Could this two visions be part of that element?
Faftai Lorenzo. I mean, that's the basic principles of everything, isn't it? The basic principle of your vision is to make sure your family, there's a family time. Make sure make sure that's a vision, that's a dream goal. O te le fai atu la me alu e fatu se dream goal e fai se pesinisi matulanga le pena ai o mea o fa vai na le olanga na le tate tatanoa a wa ale le leile fa ale le leile fa vai to tono le ainga le valo ngari mal fa na e fa le tonu yo fa fo atu le ainga. So basically it's in a family home. Everything starts from home. O le tele ai nei lunga le Facebook o le kele le fai kio ke ki ngā maka ngai ka mai ki waka lei lopo le. But this is a good time for me to have my kids at home. This is a good time for us to have a chat, to have a talk, to have a talanoa. It's a good time for me to have with my wife. So those are the basic principles. The foundation of any dream that you have is to make sure those, o mea laiti na ma mea lelei na ma whaavai na o le tele o whaambiang, o le mau o le taimi oe, e tatanoa I te tono lo ai, ngama whaini ngā luenga lelei, mo leisi malau next door matulanga pepena.
Thank you, Ami. I also whautuanga to those who put others first. Toa telo tangata, including myself, sometimes I tend to prioritize other people. Ai whaangalo lava ha ua. Lesa whautuanga mai lau sunga whaamole Ami.
A tono e leisi a whaina le tūlanga na, e pau ale mea, e le lei tele le whesini, e pau lava le mea Lorenzo. A tele lo tātou teimi, tātou te tamo whai e whaalang, e whesosa ni atu nisi. Ai ave ese ai tātou ma le tātou whanau. Ave ese ai tātou ma le teimi whetau I mo tō rua ma la whanau ma le ainga. Lono winga. O le ale lei tangata ia tātou te, ai a whaina to tono le ainga. E mo mai. A tele lo tātou teimi e whaaluina. It's a good thing. Yeah, tato sosoani atu tangata lau tele, but it's a good thing. It's a nature in ourselves. We like helping people, but also we need to be aware. Te ua tele le tato te me whaalu sosoani is ai whaale tono ai te tono le taimi pito sirin tāua e te tono lau tō lua malau whanau. E le ata whanana o matamata le tamaititi whalelo wahalu whatu lon tama, Dad, you're coming to my rugby, whatu lon tama, oh sorry son, I'm busy. Yo ole says, Dad, you're coming to my show, oh I'm busy with my work. Ole tama loa, ese, always busy with work. No, ole si yaso lo atu tamaititi malis fruta la whatu, Dad, I give you $10, can you come to see me, to watch me on my game?
Wow.
So it's a principle there. Can you please not to go to work, but I pay you to come and watch me at my game. So tele lalo tatu te mi whaaluina morisi tangata lono ingo le tele lalo le whaale tonu I te tono le ainga le vao oe malau whanau malau tōrua, because this is where your time's supposed to be.
Now let me ask another sub-question from the last question Ami. Le tūlanga lea financially, we give so much, but not investing that money in our family in a year, in a year more tātou whanau, especially Samoan families and Pacific families, we give a lot to whalavelavers, matulanga whapena. Ai ngalo ina look after ma take care more the priority. E whena whaasoa ma tūlanga lea.
Whaftai Lorenzo, aton wele o se me whaule mea na, it's been there in our genes for so long. And pe ona o whai atu. A le se sini mas wha moe lau whanau. For your kids' education, for your family's education, for your family in the future. A le ai so tātou sini mas wha moe. Lono wingo, o le alu wha penale tupe a tātou, o momo. O le a wha penalo na whaingo whiena, ave le tupe le whaile mele, ave le tupe whaile whaalawlawe, ave le tupe whaile mele le lotu. Langa fo ele o yese sini mes fa mo a tātou. Ai a wha pēa e la le nunga li ma le la whanau vai. E tāua tele la tātou tom whai e sefe le tupe lea, mo le tātou whale, sefe le tupe lea, mo le tā whanau, sefe le tupe lea, mo le paketi ina o le vaenga. Ai aila ni a tātou sini ma o tātou wha mo e alu e le tupe. O le atao fiofi mai la le tupe le na. E alu I mea e le o tatau mono mea. Ona, o mea o whaavai e tutono ai. Ale leile whaavaina, I've always targeted homes in your own family. In my own experience, ale leile whaavaina lo ainga. O mea uma tutupu mai whafu. E mawhai e ainga na whai. Ona o leile whaavaina o ainga. A whai fo lai a watu le whaavaina, a le ai se whaavai tutono le ainga. E whai ngofia na interrupt mai si mea tutupu. Mahalu e le tupe matatu taimi. Leanga fo I leile o le leile whaavai tutono le ainga. Does that make sense?
Manaia le whaasoa Ami, because and I'm not saying it is wrong to give. E leo whai atu tātou por kalame fo I lea aua. Aua tātou te whai atu langa lea. But what myself and Ami are saying is we really need to prioritize our kids and our immediate families. Langa ye ta maiti ua whaasoa mai ati au Ami. Their parents never put them first.
That's right.
Other people always come first.
Yes.
E aí, isi wharapotonga, o isi commitments, o isi responsibilities outside of your immediate families, e mua i o tātou mātua, e muli lava whanau, then I wouldn't want my kids to say to me, you never put us first. You were never there for us. But
That's
I
right.
guess it is time for us now to change that mentality and to change what we used to be, the way we used to think. Sao ami le se fa
Perfect. Manaya tele le mata upu Lorenzo. As I said, manaya tele tulanga le wetakiring. If we don't change the way we do things, if we don't have a clear vision of the future, that means what we're doing now, it's always from the past.
It's like a cycle.
Yes. So what we're doing now, we're going through the same thing as our parents went through. Look, my parents didn't. If someone asked me, how did you grow up with your parents? I will say my parents were doing very well, but it didn't make. But my parents didn't raise me 100%. If you know what I mean. No parenting is 100%, but my parents tried their best. So now I'm become a parent. I have to look at the things that happened in my past and change the way I do things. I will never be able to do the same thing that my parents do because that was the past life. And I said to myself, no, I'm not going to do that again. E pela tulanga le tatonga no ma tulanga pena e faingo fia I o matua o mana obia le tupe tulanga le mana obia. So that's a life we were brought up with. Lela o faila fana. So my kids and my family comes first. Does that make sense?
Makes sense,
So everything, your kids and your family comes first. You know, your children to school and they said, my parents put me first. Not the other people, not the culture, not the Fasamoa, not the my parents. The Fasamoa will always there. If ale leile fainga o te tono lo ainga o le leifo na le Fasamoa.
And I guess it also comes down to, you know, having your list of priorities and how much you can invest in the priorities here. Ai mua lava ia tono ainga. O le fasili ami. O le asa umi e tofutofoina I le tangata soifua. You know, how long do you think someone will be in trials?
E fuafua atono e fuafua fo le sini le te mana o iai. Ina ia ausia lau sini ma lau whaamolboe. O le umi a te ngalua I le sini ma whaamolboe na ina ia whaataunuina. O le umi fo na le tele fo na ni tofutofonga e tuina atu ia te o le aso le aso. A whaila le mawhai e tātou o na whaafo ia ni whaafitauri ma le mawhai e tātou na o na sa ia nei whaafitauri ma nei tofutofonga. No le a vave fo ina o malo si malo ma le whaatutua nei atu. O na lea o lea o e siri ma whaamoiboe ma tu o tātou e vave give up. Give up no fie o tātou len. Ai ro te tonunga. Pia no whaaso atu le. Tele ni mea na o ilo wolang. Tele o ni mea. E whai mea ais kaka se o le ane me so le waka kaunga e oki makuranga penga. To me, I still fight, you know. When I wanted to become a professional speaker, how long did it take me? Ole umbi na whangaso, ole umbi na mawhai mea atanga te taunga I ki wape, elem whaina o e tūlanga na o mea na o mea parangi. But I kept on fighting, I kept on going, I kept on believing myself. And guess what? A few years later, I became a motivational speaker. But how did I do that? It's all because I believe in myself. And I'm not standing here, I'm not sitting here saying, hey, I'm the man. No. I go through trials all the time. So te ole umi la te whaangaio ingai se tūlanga le te mana o te ngalua e whaataunuina. Ole umi fo na toftofoina o le tua pem whaia na whaia.
Ami, let me ask you one question, and I want you to answer a very, very short answer. You're lying on bed, ile taimi sa mauai oi ile stroke. Ole ale mea tasi sai lo mawhau. What was one thing that got you back on your feet and say, look, I need to live?
I imagine myself, I picture of myself getting up and running again. going back to play rugby again, going back to church again, going back with my friends. That's all the images and the pictures I put in my head. That's all it is. E mo ia le tele o tatalo matulanga pena susoani le tatalo. A el fato tuana na mo ia te le temina o le tatalo malanga pongi le temina. But a lot of the pictures I put in my head, I was out there doing it again. I was out there playing with my friends. I was out there playing rugby. I was out there playing volleyball. I was out there. All the images that I've always wanted to achieve in my life, I put it in my head.
Mana ia. Ami, to e fo ina wale tūlanga lea o le umi e te tawai o na mawatanga te toftofonga. So for example, if someone wants to be a police officer, le taimia toa lava lea the whole process of getting, of sitting the examination, you know, going down to the college, o le taimia toa lava lea toftofonga. So this is o le term lea le toftofonga sa ia o lava in a graduate ma avea ma sworn police officer. O le nala tau unga o le mo mitinga po le vision. Ami, any final comments ai mai al ta fatanong?
Ba nei e tele pe no fai at pa pe le na tawa. O le umi lava te whaanga yo e le sini me wha mo o le telefonato ftofonga. Pe ma fai ona e au sia le sini me wha. Once you have a clear vision of the future of what you want to achieve in your life, guess what? Whatever trial that you go through, nothing and meaningless lava tries, because you now have a clear vision of what it is that you want to achieve in the next 2-3 years, you know, ahead of you.
Thank you so much, Ami. And for all our listeners and viewers, Pacific Health Talanoa would now have Ami Pepe as our motivational speaker on a fortnightly segment. So in the next fortnight, I will have Mr. Ami Pepe on my show again. Ia, mole atu le whaafitai te le lava ami mole taimi whaamanoina, whaamanuia le atua I fuafuanga o le nei vaiaso, pui pui ma leo leo a whenga iei tātou matapu sā fo ima vavao le whaamai, manuia te le lau sunga ma le whaletua le ngata I leo le ahinga, soi fua ia.
Yeah, whaftai Lorenzo mana nei wano matango fia whaamanuia fo le atua lau tautua, e mesa le tātou poklama nei a whiawhi. Pasoi fo.
Wow, Mr. Ami Pepe, a motivational
Squad, baby. Rex, J. Sands.
Let's go.
Oh, say I'm say you are complete to me, I get you. By the way that you move and the way that you smile. Say, oh my Dorima, baby, you be giving your hand, I'll take you anywhere. You give me something that I never had. Cause you care, but about to me and the family. Say, why you waiting on me to talk to you? Yeah, I'ma listen what y'all say. Yeah, don't move out in the come here. Yeah, they on the nail, to dirty wine, girl, dirty wine. Yeah, say, I'm in and not the bite to get out. Say.